companies should go abroad, learn new skills, come back and utilize those skills in India. Now, globalization has brought part of this idea into a practical use, because of globalization we have got so many multinational companies here. Now these multinational companies, whatever there are problems, there are some 2-3 very good things that the multinational companies have brought to India. Now, one is of course they have got better technology, and another thing which I consider more important, what they have brought, is a better work culture. Our work culture used to be, and it is still in many cases, is a chalega culture. We call it chalega culture. You know, I expect an example. Suppose we want to machine a shaft. Now a designer, when he makes a drawing, he gives, for that shaft, he gives a tolerance. Let's say plus 0.02 minus 0. Now, generally we will not bother much about that tolerance. Okay, if it is supposed to be 80 millimeter, we will make it 80 millimeter. But that tolerance will not be checked. Now, the multinational companies have really got that culture. No, 80 millimeter nahi chalega. It has to be 80 millimeter minus 0 plus 0.02. It has to be that. Now, that kind of system, that is what some of the good systems that we have got from the multinational companies coming in. But what is the bad thing that is happening is basically everything that is getting more and more expensive. And better technologies, what they are bringing better technologies, we are not really sure whether they are better technologies or whether they are really appropriate technologies for us. Now, this is very important. Now, power. Now, as Sama says, we have ordered nuclear plants. You see the appropriate technology for us. We need power to reach very small areas, very remote areas. There are many other technologies which can be used in India. Solar power is an appropriate technology, but today it is not really appropriate for India because it's very expensive. Now this is where the young engineers part comes in. This is where you have to do a little bit research and development. You can make solar power reduce its cost, because if we do enough R&D, it is much cheaper to do R&D in India. So these are the things, the R&D that we have to do. And many times we keep hearing from people abroad, oh no, you can't do this because you have got no facilities, you have got no infrastructure, you cannot do this. And that is rubbish. We can do all the R&D, we have got the resources, we have got the major resources that we require for doing R&D is the people. Is the knowledge. And we've got the knowledge, we are gaining the knowledge. So what we have to do really is a new engineering. What we have to do is knowledge engineering. How to use knowledge. How to use knowledge for tomorrow's betterment. Many people talk to us, oh, it's not really necessary to do many R&D in many things. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. But I usually tell, we can always develop something better than the wheel. Why do you have to invent the wheel? But we make something better than the wheel. And it's already done, because levitation, magnetic levitation, you must have heard. It is better than the wheel for now into motion. So it's a question of thinking, applying engineering knowledge for getting into the new systems. So this R&D we will have to do. And what is the practical way of doing it? We need money. As we have to go to the politicians to get the money. Now, practical way of doing this kind of R&D, which can be socially useful, which can be not very expensive, is a collaboration between industry, banks, and the institutions. Like, for example, DIT. Take facilities to do R&D. We have got students here. We can do the work. And you have got engineers, experienced engineers. They can come along and help. Get some banks interested. The banks can support it financially. Actually, in India, there is a program, but which is not being used by many people. The program is called Sponsored Research and Development Program. This is being done by ICICI, and it's called SPREAD. If you go to the net, you'll find a program. Now, these are the things which we have to practically use to do this research and development activities. And I think the institutions like DIT can do a lot to get this kind of thing through. In fact, about 10 years back, we did it. I was in Mumbai at that time. We did this, my company, we did this with IIT for one of the R&D projects which we were doing. Then I was in Indonesia during last 7-8 years. I did a program with the University of Batam in Indonesia with my company, and that like this. I have seen that is very, very practical, and if ICICI Bank and DIT and industries can come together and work on this R&D, that is, it's a really very good thing. So, I would venture you to work towards this R&D, work for India. Let us develop our own technologies. Let us, we don't have to spend a fortune for things. I was talking about the continuous casting machine, a wire caster. We had 2 wire casting machines imported from America, each one costing about 1.85 crores. I developed the same machine with a little different concept in India about 10 years back. It cost me 18 lakhs. So you can imagine how much you're spending. And on each of the deals that when we are importing a machine, how much we are spending and how much all those money can be utilized elsewhere. So I submit. Please think about this, and I wish you all a nice career after this. Thank you very much.
There is one point I want to add, because Nayan said that you can get the money from the bank and the industry and so forth. I forgot to mention to you, I just said that, you know, the Dr. Rao Council of National Government Prime Minister's Council, and his statement is $6 billion nation is paying for R&D project. 80% of that money comes from the government, and corporations and industry is not spending even 1% for R&D. That's I was to you, because I know many of you come from the families of corporate rich families. Tax dodging by the industry and corporations, and no R&D. While the government has offered R&D tax rebate. So if the company is doing some R&D, and I have visited many industries, they put a board, R&D sector. And on paper they bribe the tax officer and they show कि हमने 5 crore जो है लगा दिया है R&D पर, and zero R&D. Less than 1% of national R&D is given by corporations and institutions, and this is what I want you, younger generation, when you are starting your industries and corporations, make sure that your parents are paying the taxes correctly, no TC, and then we can also force the politicians to behave, not to take commission and dump react.